Why does it feel like you're working just to pay for a room you're barely in? You earn more than your parents did at your age. You have a degree, you have a job, and yet every single month, the moment rent is due, everything else stops. Plans pause, savings disappear, life shrinks to the next payment, and you're starting to wonder if this is just how life works now in Indian cities. Before we go any further, there's something you need to hear. This is not about your spending habits. It's not because you ordered food last week. It's not because you took an Uber instead of the metro. It's not because you're irresponsible with money. You've been told that if rent feels crushing, it's because you chose the wrong apartment, the wrong city, or the wrong lifestyle. But that's not the truth. What you're experiencing is a structural shift in how housing works in India, and that shift happened faster than salaries could ever keep up. So if you feel trapped, it's not because you failed. It's because the system is designed to keep you exactly where you are. Let's talk about what actually changed. 20 years ago, rent was a cost. Today, rent is an asset class. Housing stopped being about shelter and started being about returns. Apartments became investments, something to hold, something to speculate on. And when housing becomes an investment, rent stops following logic. It starts following profit. In cities like Bangalore, Mumbai, and Pune, average rent increased dramatically in just a few years. In some areas, a basic one-bedroom apartment now costs what an entire monthly salary used to be. But here's the problem. Your salary didn't double. It didn't even come close. For most people, it rose slowly, if at all, and that gap keeps getting wider. But here's the part nobody explains. The real damage of rent isn't just the money, it's what rent does to your decision-making. When 40 or 50% of your income goes to rent, you stop planning, you stop saving, you stop thinking long-term. You can't take risks. You can't leave a bad job. You can't move toward a better opportunity because the deposit alone would wipe out everything you have. Rent doesn't just take your money, it takes your options. And moving further away doesn't really fix it. Yes, rent might be slightly cheaper, but now you're commuting 2 hours a day. You spend more on transport, you lose energy, you lose time. So financially, you barely win. And mentally, you lose. The system isn't built to help you escape. It's built to keep you paying. So what do you actually do? Not motivational advice, not fake hustle, not crypto, not manifesting abundance, just reality. First, you need to know your rent-to-income ratio. Not guess it, know it. Take your monthly rent. Divide it by your take-home salary. If that number is above 40%, you're not living, you're surviving. And survival mode makes every decision harder. If you're above 50%, your entire financial life is built around one payment. That's not sustainable, so the first shift is simple. Treat rent like a red line. If you're above it, getting below it becomes your priority. That might mean moving. That might mean a roommate. That might mean inconvenience for a few months. It won't feel good, but it gives you leverage. Second, understand fixed costs. Rent is fixed. It doesn't care how your month went. The more of your income locked into fixed costs, the less flexibility you have everywhere else. So, the goal isn't to live cheaper. The goal is to unlock flexibility. If you reduce rent by 10,000 rupees, that's not a downgrade. That's 12 months of breathing room. That's options. Third, stop optimizing for status. Most people stay in expensive apartments because of how it looks. The building, the address, the idea of adulthood. But if status is costing you peace, you're trading your future for an image no one remembers. Very few people care where you live, and the ones who do aren't paying your rent. Fourth, treat roommates as a tool, not a failure. Sharing rent for 12 months can change everything. It's the difference between panic and stability, between being stuck and being able to move when opportunity appears. This isn't about what you deserve. It's about what gives you control. Now let me be clear. None of this fixes the housing crisis. Rent is still too high. Salaries are still lagging. Urban planning has failed. These are structural problems, and no amount of personal discipline will fix a broken system. But what these shifts do is give you space. Space to think, space to plan, space to stop living in constant fear of the next payment. And in a system designed to trap you, that space is everything. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. If rent wasn't taking half your income, what would you actually do with that money? Would you save it? Would you invest it? Would you take a risk? Or would you simply breathe easier every time you checked your bank account? Because the real cost of rent isn't the money. It's what that money could have given you, and once you see that, you can't unsee it. But here's the next question. If rent is this high and salaries aren't keeping up, why are we still being told to work harder? That's what we'll talk about next.